Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look at Luna, mainly because I got a lot of requests for this and I want to just kind of maybe just help reiterate some best practice. I like to do that in every video, of course, but this one's an extra special case. I think we need to be very careful. Now, not a financial advisor. Hope you can learn something here today. If you would like to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. We can go ahead and help you out there. I have a trading academy, community, and signal group. And I do provide discounts for military and third world countries, essentially low-income housing. So feel free to message me if you have any questions. Otherwise, CryptoCache.tech is a site. Now here's what we're going to do. Obviously, macro means nothing, right? We know that. We've also got an insanely large amount of volume here today, and a lot of that is partially because of the fact that they're creating new coins essentially to try to stabilize the UST. It hasn't happened yet, but until that, they're going to continue to do that likely and eventually burn it later. At least I think that's the general concept of what's going on. But there was a lot of speculation too that there was kind of this crazy type of Ponzi scheme that occurred with BlackRock, and that the potential, what had happened was kind of very unfortunate. I can cover that later perhaps. That's not what we're here for, but generally speaking, this whole thing sucks, and I'm sorry if you're caught in the middle. If it's any consolation, I got pretty much liquidated too, in a sense. So it's not the end of the world. We can move on from this, but we want to make this a learning experience. Okay. That being said, let's look at the smaller time frames and kind of see what's going on. Obviously, we can identify that we had some pretty significant decreases in volume or decreases in value, of course, increased volume, because obviously the volume is going to increase with the cost being so low. I mean, it's a fraction of a penny right now. It's just absolute insanity when it was 100 plus a couple months ago. So again, interesting stuff here from Luna. Will it recover? That's hard to say. We're not here for that. I do think fundamentally, though, it seems pretty much like a bad investment. I would recommend steering away from this. But if you are considering, we want to kind of take a look at smaller time frames and kind of see if there's anything we can extract. Because obviously, my review yesterday was completely off base. And I can totally fess up to that too, honestly. It wasn't like I told you it was going to continue to increase. I thought we were going to see an average of $2 to $3 for some time. It seemed like it was stabilizing between $1 and $5. Well, those Fibonacci retracement levels are only good for so long, and we eventually lost that and continue to progress lower. Again, most of this is all fundamental stuff. A traditional technical analysis should work within those realistic means. This is very unrealistic stuff and unnatural, so that's why it's behaving this way. So just keep that in mind. So that does kind of almost nullify our technical analysis yesterday. Oh, for sure yesterday, but possibly even today. Okay, so just letting you know that there's no accuracy, no 100% foolproof plan here, and there's literally it's purely speculation. But if we look at the charts, we can just see lower highs, lower lows. Every once in a while, it looks like how many hours is that? Oh, every 4 to 5 hours. Let's actually try to see if we can get that some more specific. Yeah, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours. I'm not sure the specific consistency, but what I'm getting at is you can see it tries. It hits a certain point where it wants to come back, increase volume, and then it continues to dissipate. This is usually a sign of manipulation to the downside when you see that, because they're probably the ones adding to their position enough. They're adding so much volume that the price inevitably increases, and then they sell right here, essentially averaging their position down and minimizing their losses. That's a very common type of thing that you'll see with coins that are fizzling out. Okay, so again, we don't have enough volume, traditionally speaking, to be able to influence the price like that. So why should we jump in? Well, we really shouldn't. And in all reality, it doesn't seem like something that's really all that advantageous. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. It's really the only thing we can kind of look at here. And you can tell it is tentatively, again, this is very tentative. We're talking 30 minutes of data here. It is making higher lows. and so far, it's making higher highs. Okay, so it's important to acknowledge the fact that this whole situation sucks. But in this situation here, from what we can see, it is trying to recover. But just know, it's done this handful of times. Okay, see right back here, this is roughly, 3 a.m. today. Price came all the way down to about 2.5 cents or 2.2. Rallied all the way up to about 12 cents. and then came right back down immediately after. Okay, so just keep in mind, those who are investing right here are those who are selling right here in most cases. Okay, so if you see an increase right now, for example, when the price continues higher, you can almost guarantee at this point there's an inevitability of the price coming down lower as a result. Okay, so again, just some things to kind of understand and look at. Just to be completely honest, TA really doesn't mean much at all on this kind of coin right now. We're going to need to spend a lot more time, have a lot more volume and consistency at whatever price point Luna wants to kind of hang out at in order to kind of understand if it's going to plan to come back or not. Okay, so obviously at this point, if you have a price point that's over $50, which a lot of folks have that, you're probably just better off waiting. Honestly, it's going to go, if it goes down to zero, why sell now? Because you're going to essentially be taking a fraction of a penny compared to what the true value is that you invested. So again, there is a small possibility this could recover. Okay, but until then, try not to get too crazy and think that 1 cent is a good value, because we thought that $40 was a good value, 17 was a good value, and then of course 90 cents I believed yesterday was a good value. Granted, it rallied back up to 580, but that's just the way that it goes. We can't expect another rally to continue higher. Every single one of these little rallies are making lower highs. Okay, so until we can establish higher highs and higher lows, there's really nothing else we can say. And trust me on this, establishing higher highs and higher lows on the 1 minute chart means nothing. Okay, we don't have enough data here. That's just the bottom line. So I'd say be patient, kind of relax, and know that you're not alone. A lot of folks got caught in this. It was a very good project, possibly still is, but it doesn't really help us now. Okay, what helps us is to control our emotions. Try to be, just try not to let this ruin your day. I know it sounds easy because I'm sure folks have a lot of money in this. Thankfully, I didn't have a significantly large portion in this here myself, so I can feel moderately okay with it. But on the same accord, I can tell you that it sucks, and I'm sorry that you had that experience. But I hope you found benefit here. I know there's not a lot to really extract, regarding the technical analysis here for Luna for today. But we can keep a close eye on it and continue to review and make sure to see what's going on. If we do start establishing higher highs and higher lows, and that 1 cent eventually becomes 20 or 30 cents, and then actually holds, and we have some actual definitive support and resistance levels we can start establishing, then we'll be in good shape. But a lot of the data that we have right now, from way back here when it was first introduced, we're well below these levels here. So hypothetically, we could just kind of throw it out here. The lowest point the price went was about 27 cents as a round number. 27 cents should effectively be the resistance now, right? That's kind of the general concept. But again, this data doesn't matter all that much when we're kind of in price discovery right now. Once you've broken the previous or initial low, the all-time low, then it's that reverse price discovery that happens, and you never truly know how low it can go. Okay, so be cautious and be careful when you're taking a position here. If you want to gamble with a few dollars, there's probably nothing insanely wrong with that, as long as you know you're going to potentially lose that. The likelihood of losing it is very high, and at this point it's just not really a sound investment. Even though it's very tempting to want to pick up Luna for sub 1 cent. That just seems crazy. Anyways, I hope you found benefit here today. I hope that can continue to help you in the future. We'll take a look at this again moving forward, and just let me know if you have any questions or comments. Feel free to comment below if you have some insight. Love to hear from you. Thanks again to all my current community members as well for your support, and just hold strong. We're gonna be okay. This is not the end of the world. Bitcoin's at an extremely good value right now. Try to dollar cost average into the things that are stable, such as Bitcoin and some large altcoins. Perhaps Ethereum and a handful of others. A small handful right now because alts are getting hammered. I would avoid them altogether almost, unless you have a specific plan in place for long-term big picture. Okay, but for right now, pretty much hit the pause button on Luna because we have no other choice. Anyways, I hope you found benefit. Thanks again for joining me here. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.